Why was Piccolo all over the screen there?
That wasn't Piccolo, that was Byakuya.
Oh. I only barely saw
Uh,
that.
Well, I wasn't...
hey, hey,
Okay.
done.
Yeah.
Guess how many topics I have to say for Monday.
He has over 30.
Cool. Yeah, I've been giving us topics in the voice chat or in the text chat too. Really need to up. Looking back at my old description for my YouTube channel, I need to update that because half that shit's not even true anymore. Like I have links to shit I don't do. I have like statements about as like, oh, I'm currently playing this thing. It's like, I haven't played that game in years. I've either finished or abandoned that Let's Play long ago.
What? Welcome to my life.
Yeah, I just haven't ever given enough of a shit to change it.
So, Alex, how do you feel about how, how do you feel about Pokemon Crystal so far?
It's pretty good.
Except for all the parts where you're just like, what am I supposed to do here?
Well, I do have a walkthrough for that reason.
Yes, and then there's also me and Fran who have, played the game before. Several times.
Alright, so, hello everybody. I do believe we are now live.
Cool. Aronson. Alex, you're supposed to be singing?
I actually wound up... I'll tell you... I'll tell you later, but, I wound up not having any fucking time this week to look at this review.
You could actually read off the lyrics, Alex. It's right there. It's practically a sing-along.
Okay.
Alright.
Who's going to sing as Batman?
I'm doing Batman. Alex is doing Superman.
Alright. I'll let you guys first play.
Alright, give me a second here to shill this around.
It's gonna be a fucking mess.
Oh, my baby. I don't know why she sometimes feels like coming downstairs. It's usually... There are times where it's usually whenever I'm streaming something, she's just like, oh, I'm like, what the dog doing?
What that dog doing?
Alright, so do you wanna go ahead and introduce our topics for today? Because we do have two of them now. And I know I didn't tell you guys about one of them. So I guess I'll introduce the first one. Hello everybody, welcome to another CFA Riffs. Today we're going to be doing Nostalgia Critic and Angry Joe's review of Man of Steel.
It's an interesting review, to say the least.
I remember it being pretty good and it covering both sides of the argument.
I've never watched this review because I didn't want to see what Doug's opinion of this film was.
He hates the movie, needless to say.
Okay.
Yeah, he's not a big fan of it.
Anyways, before that...
I don't know what he thinks of it now, but I know he didn't like it when it first came out.
So, before we get down to brass tacks on that video, I've got us an article from a website. I've got us an article...
into comics?
No.
Okay.
What the fuck are you planning done?
I am sharing my screen with you guys now.
no.
Ooh, worst Marvel movies ranked.
From the Mary Sue.
Okay.
Let's dig into this right fucking now, I guess. Let's see here. I'm gonna try and see if there's anything about its criteria here, because this list is absurd, and I'm bringing it up for a very specific reason. So, yeah, so they don't have any specific criteria on why the movies are where they are. So, we're just dig in. The first on the list is The New Mutants. Number 12, The New Mutants. You know what? I haven't seen it either.
I don't think anyone has.
Yeah, I can't say that I can't say anything about it.
That's gonna be an interesting commentary whenever we get to it.
But the problem is,
we're gonna get to it.
Like, The New Mutants is on here instead of certain other films, though. So, like, you'll definitely be screaming at your screen by the time we get done here. Next up is Dark Phoenix.
Not surprised.
New Mutants just escapes being the worst X-Men film of the series thanks to Dark Phoenix. You know, even with Dark Phoenix, Dark Phoenix isn't the worst X-Men movie.
Nah.
I agree.
It's still X3. X3 is still the worst film in the fucking series.
Yeah.
It's not a good movie. No, Origins Wolverine was way better than that.
Is that actually
It had Will.i.am. It had Will.i.am and Deadpool in it.
Not my Deadpool.
So mouth shut.
Oh, what are you talking about? The movie just kind of stops. There's definitely, like, once he shows up at 3 Mile Island, the film just stops. I don't know why they chose to do that, but it just, like, cuts to black. He gets shot in the head by Stryker, and like, God, what's his fucking name? Not Channing Tatum. Picks him up. I was like, hey, you okay? No, I'm not. Go the fuck away.
Why?
And then the movie ends.
Sound like
because I forgot what I needed to do to do Solid Snake, and my throat's kind of fucked up right now. Anyways, number 11 is Dark Phoenix. Dark Phoenix is not a good movie.
Why is this
next
movie
up,
on here?
Yeah, next up is 2005's Fantastic Four, which isn't, it's not the best film of any Marvel film, but it's also not worth putting on here instead of some of the other films that have been made.
Like Fan Four Stick?
Well, yeah, we'll get to that. Next up is The Punisher, which is a great film.
No, that's a good film.
That's
Fuck you.
Like, that is literally one of the best films in the entire Marvel library. And
it's so good.
Yeah, they put that above Dark Phoenix. It's better than Fantastic Four. They put it above Fantastic Four, which means they think this film is worse. And it's like, for the New Mutants, they say, like,
films, but The Punisher is so much better.
Oh yeah, it's a box office flop, and it was like just not that great, And then Dark Phoenix,
it was a box office flop. Disney didn't even market the fucking thing. They dropped it in theaters and wished for the best, and then just kind of abandoned it.
And it's like, Dark Phoenix. Dark Phoenix suffered from, like, reshoots and a bunch of rushed plots and shit. It's like, Fantastic Four doesn't have, it's campy and mediocre, which is okay. I understand your argument here. Jane's portrayal of Castle isn't on par with John Bernthal's iconic take on the character in Marvel's Netflix series. Fuck you.
And we have Blade Trinity.
The fact
Trinity isn't very good.
Blade Trinity is terrible, but Like,
Yeah.
you're gonna shit bricks when you get past there. So, like,
Oh,
the Punisher is a standard of revenge story that rehashes elements of every revenge film ever made, adding very little depth or complexity to it. The Punisher TV show was like 5 seasons of filler plots from better crime procedural shows smashed into 1 season of a terrible crime procedural show.
Ooh.
That show was fuck awful. Blade Trinity? Yeah, Blade Trinity was terrible. You know what's not worse than Blade Trinity? Fucking Morbius.
It's Morbin time.
I know Morbius probably he belongs on this list at some point, but it doesn't belong above Blade Trinity. It's not, you know, it is, I will grant it is worse than The Punisher and Fantastic Four, but it's not worse than Dark Phoenix, for fuck's sake.
Wow. This is pathetic.
Yeah, I don't agree.
Next up is Punisher Warzone, and I will admit, Punisher Warzone is a bit of a mess, but it's still a good movie.
It's pretty damn fun, especially with a lot of the foreign kills. It's a fun movie.
Yeah, it's
Shame
got
we
a...
were not-
Next up's Ghost Rider, and I...
0 out of 10 list.
Yeah, 0 out of 10 list.
Nicolas Cage.
I mean, I get these
will be the most Nicolas Cage.
I get the CGI hasn't aged
I,
particularly
Nicolas
well,
Cage,
but come the fuck-
will be the
come
most
fuck
Nicolas
on.
Cage
I
superhero
mean, come
ever.
the fuck on. It's Nicolas Cage's Ghost Rider. That's going to be fun even in the worst of films.
Yeah, the first Ghost Rider
the
movie...
movie has him pissing fire. Are you fucking kidding me?
The
with
first
that, man?
Ghost Rider
Nice.
movie was good, but Ghost Rider Spirit of Vengeance is less good, but it's got a bunch of... It's not worse than Blade Trinity, for fuck's sake.
Speaking of which, that's next on the list.
Next up is Elektra, and it's like, oh, yeah, okay. This is the first time I'm not going to argue.
Yeah.
Next up is Fant Four Stick, and it's like, yeah, I'm not going to argue with that. And finally is Howard the Duck, and honestly, yeah. Like,
Can we talk about how the worst Marvel movie is literally made?
By
It's
George
literally
Lucas.
the first one ever made. Yeah, it's the first one ever.
Yeah. So, speaking of which, where's Nick Fury, Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D.? Where are the, because every single film on this list is better than, including Howard the Duck, is better than Dolph Lundgren's Punisher. It's better than Albert Pune's Captain America movie. Albert Pune being the director of that film. It's better... All of these films are better than... for instance, I'm trying to think. The Reb...
Eternals?
Yeah, Eternals. Well, the Reb Brown Captain America movies. Like there's a bunch... There's a bunch of problems on here. Like, put the terrible shithouse... TV and direct-to-video movies on here before you put any of the Hollywood films, you know?
Saw a bit of Howard the Duck in a separate Discord server, and I'm just like, what the fuck am I watching?
That is a good fucking question. There are actual duck tits in that movie. Duck tits, woohoo.
I
Can we
can't
get-
believe they got away with that in PG rating.
Can we get to the review now, please?
Yeah, well-
No, we're on to the second topic.
And well, the second topic is the review. So, yeah, 0 out of 10. The Mary Sue is full of shit. In other news, water wet.
Anyway, Alex, you will be singing the Superman parts. I will be singing Batman's parts, and lyrics will be on the screen.
All right. Oh.
3.
Alex,
Ben, stop pausing the video.
he's not pausing
I'm
it.
not
The
pausing,
video,
I'm not touching it.
the video's not even going anywhere.
Okay. I'm gonna have... Okay, so here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna...
I can push play if you want me to.
No.
No, Kevin's gonna push play.
Okay.
Alright.
All right. Are we ready?
Yes.
3.
All right, let's do this.
3.
You don't have
0.
to. We don't have to do a countdown.
Yeah, we really don't.
We're on a watch together page.
And like I said, Alex, the lyrics will be on screen, so all you gotta do is read them
-1.
off and sing them.
-2.
All right.
Who keeps pausing?
I think it's.
Nah,
I
I
think the
swear to
watch
God.
together is just fucked up.
Hang on. Let me see about. I'm gonna push play. Ready, set. Oh wait. Damn it! Who pushed it?
That was me.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
Yeah.
You get this thing done first. This opening is.
Is
so
it
good.
going?
Alex,
No.
press.
All
I'll
right.
press play.
All right.
I will.
So,
Push play.
Ben.
I think you actually have to click play, not just hit the keyboard.
God, the
My
keyboard doesn't work.
parents in childhood grew up a loner, no one understood. Here's a brooding as an aimless drifter. Inspiring words of my father become a symbol and icon. Savior to restore hope to those who have none.
You mean like Batman?
The world as a bearded outcast to discover who I am.
Been there, done that.
Give me an exposition and speech is how important and unique I
Been
am.
there, done that.
My story, I would you would out of order and disjointed.
Been there, done that.
Flashbacks out of nowhere about how important my destiny is.
Been there, done that.
A dark tight costume,
Ditto.
long flowing cape too.
I think we shop at the same store.
Father figure who isn't my father at all.
Suck my balls.
And I'm freaking Man of Steel. Here what I can, I'm the real deal. Unique superhero that this world's ever seen.
Except for me.
Psychologically tortured.
Not special.
In the vast empty void, and of kind not scarred, yet responsibly and stronger.
Dang.
And I'm in my giant, dark, empty fortress.
Sounds familiar.
People, but under my protection, the civilian death toll has tripled.
No, you're not. You're an emo hunk every woman wants to sleep with. Over here.
Pendant girlfriend, who I still have to say most of the time.
You mean like mine? Listen up, twerp. You can't be who I am. You're a speedy, pretty boy, and I'm the friggin' Batman. Dark, brooding loner is my thing, you see. Zack Snyder sure ain't gonna take that from me. I'm Batman, better than the Man of Steel. You should know who I am. I'm the OG real deal. I'm the most unique superhero that the world's ever seen. So don't steal my thing.
Superman, Man of Steel, I do whatever I can. More than wait, Batman will. If they will, whatever I can.
Oh, Jesus, guy!
What? You killed a man too?
Dude, I didn't even kill the insane clown who murdered my girlfriend.
But you killed your master.
You're sick.
But you killed Oscar Schindler.
Summer 2015, the Batman Superman movie. Two of the most polar opposite superheroes coming together at last. Oh, fuck you, Zack Snyder. No, I don't actually mean that.
The rhythm of that song was all fucked up.
Yeah.
I love that intro.
Oh, Todd in the Shadows, you used to be really fucking good once upon a time, and now you suck. Simped for Zoe
And so did
Quinn.
Martin Billany.
We need to get little Karibo to beat up the Nostalgia Critic more often.
No, we just need them both to get beaten up. Man of Steel is the best movie ever. Man of Steel is the worst movie ever made. This movie rocks the shit out of my dads. This movie has ruined Superman.
Superman!
Superman is back. Superman is dead.
Superman is dead!
God, this movie is fantastic. The best
you
movie
can
of the
tell
year.
that this review was made.
Tell me this movie was a freaking joke!
This movie has
This
killed
movie has
cinema.
killed cinema.
I literally had that picture as my desktop wallpaper for years.
Man of Steel sucks! Man of Steel is freaking awesome and you know it. Yeah, maybe for blood-hungry psychopaths, but for those of us who love an American
Joe, learn.
bullshit. This is a new kind of Superman critic.
Alex, I didn't know
Joe.
we were blood-hungry psychopaths.
Okay, Joe, you need to learn how to color correct the key out of your face.
I think, yeah, this was like yeah, you can tell this was an older review. Who pressed rewind?
I did. Look at it. Look at it. There's green glow around him. And all you have to
Yeah,
do
what's
is
going
go.
on, guys?
All you have to do is go into the color balance and turn down the green. It'll look better. It'll look way better. Come on.
Okay.
New kind of Superman critic. He's obviously not the one we grew up with.
Yes, he is.
That one makes sense.
He is literally the Superman I grew up with.
Mostly makes sense. You can't accept the fact that this is something new. And while we all know that the
Not even that new. Like, most of the comics had gotten there by this point, you know? It's just that people hadn't been reading the fucking comics.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Look, I'm sick to death of that bullshit argument, so I'll tell you what. I am willing.
Critic has better audio, but Angry Joe has...
Hey, we should be willing to accept
Critic has better video, but Angry Joe has better audio.
to accept this as its own unique thing, without drawing any references from the original movies. Deal?
The original movies are shit anyways.
It fucking
Yep.
sucks, no matter how much testosterone-filled
I like 'em.
bullshit is in it.
You're wrong. You also like The Empire Strikes Back, so I don't take your opinion seriously.
Movie's done, you piece of shit.
This is either the absolutely loved or absolutely hated Man of Steel. We start off with the birth of our hero on planet every sci-fi movie ever made.
Why is it so pixely?
Zack Snyder film.
Holy shit, what's this dot crawl?
Or penises. Look at these things. Tell me that doesn't look like the Little Mermaid poster.
Why is there
They kinda
dot
do.
crawl on the fucking screen? Did you rip this from the DVD, Doug? No,
I think
wait,
he
the
probably did.
no, the DVD looked better than this. The DVD didn't have fucking dot crawl. This is a TV transfer. Why did you rip this from a fucking TV channel, Doug?
Oh,
Was that the only the first DVD movie I copied to my hard drive was in 2011.
And what was that?
It was Ghost in the Shell.
Why?
Just to see if
Dude,
I
it's-
could. Also, it's Ghost in the Shell.
Yeah, come on,
Like,
Ben.
it's the original Ghost in the Shell. Oh, like the fucking the thing.
I thought you meant the Hollywood movie.
Dude,
No.
it hadn't even come out then.
Yeah, come on, Ben.
Bro,
We're already off to a
bro,
rockin'
am I a
start.
time traveler or some shit? Am I like ripping a
Perhaps.
movie from 2018 in
Perhaps you
2011?
Perhaps you are. Anyway.
Oh wow,
Keep
for
spot.
some reason that didn't work.
Robots do look a bit like the hairdo in The Last Airbender. Oh, no. We have interpretations of that in Barbed Wire. As our High Council is
Oh,
what I
God.
understand is Krypton's version of mini roller coasters.
Chroma blending is shit.
Everybody here is already dead.
A lot of you know the drill here. Superman's father, Jor-El, played by Russell Crowe, is trying to convince the higher-ups that
Russell Crowe before he gave up on his physique.
nobody believes it. But hell, the entire world blowing up isn't exciting enough. Let's throw in a hostile takeover while we're at it too.
Yeah, because that's setting up the villain for later in the film, Doug.
Sorry.
This particular hostile takeover is led by General Zod. Played
Didn't-
by Michael, why does everyone say I lisp like Willem Dafoe shit?
These lawmakers, with their endless debates, have led Krypton to ruin. Help us save our race. The degenerative blood.
Look at his face. He has some scarring on his lips. That's why he's slurring.
You know,
I
didn't-
actually can't remember if that's supposed to...
Didn't Superman the animated series have some subplots within in its version of Krypton getting blown up?
Yes.
So
Brainiac.
Yeah, Brainiac was there.
It's almost like you could use the time you have available to you to actually set up the conflicts between the characters rather than just introducing a villain out of nowhere like Superman the movie did.
Oh, God. The TV cut of that film was shit.
Yeah, in hindsight, we should have watched the special edition, but...
Maybe.
So, seeing how Zod's army fought off this world's equivalent of White House security so easily, it only makes sense that Jor-El should be able to fight off Zod's army that broke through this world's equivalent of White House security so easily.
No, he fought off... Okay, Doug. He fought off a handful of goons who had been assigned to him with help from his pet robot.
Yeah.
It's called setup. Like, we're setting up that Jor-El can actually fight, so that later on, when he confronts Zod, we can see that they're kind of on even-ish footing. It's not just going to be a curb stomp battle in Zod's favor.
Al Jor-El was kind of a badass in Superman the Animated Series as well.
Oh yeah, he's been a badass in a couple of iterations. It's kind of like
his thing.
Yeah, he's not just the scientist. Krypton was also kind of a, the Kryptonians were also kind of a warrior race.
Yes, almost as if Toriyama had taken a few liberties from that series.
Yeah, a little bit. And then they made their own version of Doomsday, and it was weird.
When was this?
Kakarot!
Oh, Broly, duh. Funnily enough, Broly actually beat Doomsday in a 1 minute melee.
Oh, yeah. I remember seeing that.
No, that was DBX, wasn't it? Pretty sure that was DBX.
No, that was 1 minute melee.
I don't think 1 minute melee did. They did Broly for Sulk.
Okay, I can understand not having fucking Blu-ray quality transfers for an internet review in 2013, but come the fuck on, guys. The DVD didn't look like this.
No, it did not.
Dragon picks up yet another
It's a war kite.
And plans to put it in a space pod, sending his son to Earth, who will be the only survivor.
Okay, no, that is part of the same subplot as earlier. Also, if I could inform you of this, Doug, granted I am speaking 9 years after the fact, I believe, but the Codex is the key to Krypton's survival. It'll help Krypton, and like when Cal goes there and they can either extract the Codex from his DNA, or he can just repopulate the old-fashioned way.
Yes.
So that Kryptonians will still be around,
Yeah. Kind of what happens with him and Lois.
Mr. Kent, you could repopulate a planet.
Come on, this is a Christopher Nolan story. You can throw in more subplots. At least strap that baby to a bomb or something. He rises from the dentist's chair and is sent out towards Earth, just before Zod's forces arrive.
Concentrate fire on the main door.
Yes, person who clearly has no microphone attached to his mouth.
What have you done?
That was a pretty good joke, I'll say.
Destroy it.
Stuff a bag of marshmallows in his mouth before talking?
Destroy it.
He's from Tennessee. He grew up with a mouthful of chaw.
He manages to be both top extreme and under the bottom restrained. It's kind of like watching Jerry Lewis act. He may start
dear.
not to be very interested, but then in a millisecond he can change into hey with the screaming and the yelling and the nice lady.
Oh, shut up. He did great. Michael Shannon is a damn good actor. He was portraying a bitter, single-minded man who has nothing to lose as he's pushed to the breaking point.
Why is Joe's footage better than Doug's?
I don't know.
Joe, I don't have to See, I don't have to speak at all now
Wait.
because Joe just made my point for me.
Yes, and then there's the
Yeah.
barking bulldog. Barf, 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 barf. And then we get my personal introduction to the screaming sheep.
I do not.
Yeah.
I love that. Says the bearded
Zod gets
asshole.
the best of him just before security gets the best of Zod. This calls for a Hans Zimmer Bwaum. Did you hear that sound yet? I swear, if Hans
No.
Zimmer did the music to You're a Good Man, Charlie Brown, it'd be You're a Good Man, Charlie. So Zod is sentenced to imprisonment in the Phantom Zone.
You believe your son is safe? I will find him.
Sorry, didn't quite catch that.
I will find him.
No, still didn't get it.
I will find him.
Still not coming through. Tell you what, say it as loud and ridiculously hammy as your cartoonishly large eyes and mouth will allow.
I will find him!
Now I hear ya. No, you won't. Bye. I swear to God, look at it! Look at it!
Got the point.
So they wait for the inevitable, as it's the end of the world as they know it, and everyone feels blandly fine.
Lady Laura, shouldn't you find refuge?
What? I can't hear you over the incredibly quiet destruction of the world.
I can't hear you over the planet exploding.
So Kal-El travels to the planet known as Earth, where he lands on an episode of Deadliest Catch.
No,
Okay, we
you
may
cut
have
that
skipped
early.
forward a touch, but at least now we have time to give Clark, played by Henry Cavill, some proper development for his character.
It's
Isn't it
pronounced.
Henry Cavill?
Yeah, I was about to say it's pronounced Cavill, dog.
20 minutes clearly haven't shown enough of that.
Yeah, it's him being a hero.
I am Leonidas Wolverine Brawny Man. Follow my non-flammable pants to
No, I actually have non-flammable pants, by the way. And he's not Leonidas, he's Theseus.
Kind of story.
What kind of story?
The Out of Order story that got critical acclaim with Memento, so Nolan's been trying to use it with every film he's been attached to. He's a boy, he's a man, he's a teenager, he's a boy again, he's a man. And it wouldn't be so bad if he would at least talk about what he's going through, but he never does.
Wait, aren't you the one saying that Nolan films already have too much dialogue already?
Well, kind of, sort of, maybe. It depends on how you use it. I mean, if it's needed, use it. If it's not, don't.
Well, you actually don't need it here. Scenes like Clark as a boy getting used to his powers are already emotional scenes. You don't have to explain them.
Now that's true. Scenes like this are good on their own, but we're getting background
Oh,
on
I
a guy
get it.
whose
Doug's using an
personality we're
onboard
never
mic,
given
and
time to know.
Joe's
Look at
actually
this.
using
We have
like a
flashback
boom
to his
mic or a
childhood, and then we
shotgun
cut back
mic.
to present time. Then, literally 1 minute later, we get another flashback to his childhood. Welcome back. Missed ya. They never give any time to understand this guy. I've got to know the personality of my
it
Minorites
is.
more than I have
It
this
is
person.
literally.
So what's wrong with that?
Okay. What about the part where he took the guy's truck to hell when he was hitting on a waitress and tried to beat him up? What about the stuff? Did you like skip over all of the things where we learn about who he is and what his ideals are? You know?
Clearly.
What the fuck?
And then we get Angry Joe's those weird flashbacks.
Lots of us constantly get flashbacks out of nowhere about their troubling childhood.
Joe?
What's that, Papa? No, I don't want to wear the big lobster costume. Why do you make me wear that anyways? No, Papa, no, not the nipple tasers, please!
I think the less I know about this, the better.
Agreed.
So after countless moments of intense scenes and harsh action, what is this flashback gonna show? Some intense scenes and harsh action.
Oh, almost like Superman is all
this
about,
film's running
like,
the gamut of all
saving
two
people
things that
from
can be done with a
extraordinary
movie.
circumstances.
Yep.
So young Clark saves the bus of kids, which leads to the dismay of his father, John Kent, played by that voice box that sounds like Kevin Costner. Or maybe it's just Kevin Costner. They're pretty easy to mix up.
We talked about this. You have... Clark, you have to keep this side of yourself a secret.
And this, of course, gives way to one of the most controversial parts of the movie. John Kent saying he should have let the kids on the bus die.
No, he said maybe.
He doesn't know.
Maybe.
Yeah, what do you got to say about that,
Did you
Joe?
not did you not hear him say maybe? How his voice cracks, how he's like he doesn't know the answer. He doesn't know any of the answers. The whole movie is about like balancing heroism with like, you know, its
normal life.
its consequences and having a normal life and things like that. And, like,
sometimes doing good things will lead to disastrous consequences.
Yeah, as we will learn in the sequel.
Yeah,
Joe?
which he also reviewed.
Nitroglycerin!
Joe!
Oh. Sorry.
The scene where John Kent says drown the bastards.
Hey, he doesn't say let them die. He says maybe let them die.
That's much better.
Well, it's his way of saying he doesn't know. And that's what's so great about it, because it mimics real life far more than previous Superman films. It shows that people don't always have the answers. All he knows is that he doesn't want his son to be discovered.
Yeah, look at that! Look at that! Joe's footage is actually
He says,
like, why? Joe's footage is actually, it's not HD, but it doesn't have chroma blending, and it doesn't have rainbowing, it doesn't have fucking dot crawl across it. Could you guys not have, like, passed the fucking copy back and forth?
Taste the rainbow, motherfucker!
he doesn't know.
Okay, fine. Tough, confusing world. Why can't Superman's father then talk to him like a father?
Like he does later in the film.
And that's it. Every line in this movie is just talking about what a messiah he is.
You were sent here for a reason. When the world finds out what you can do, it's going to change everything. You're not just anyone, Clark. You're the answer to Are We Alone in the Universe. Stand proud in front of the human race.
He's less of a tough father and more like a stereotypical Jewish mother.
Oh, you gotta see my son. When the world finds out what he can do, it's gonna change everything. He was sent here for a reason. He's the answer to Are We Alone in the Universe?
Ma'am, 911 is for emergencies only.
Oh, sorry. I could have had a busload of drowned kids for you.
I
but
forgot
my son
Rachel
saved
Tietz
them
was
too.
in this.
But don't worry, I punished him properly for that.
Ma'am, never pick up the phone again.
Doug, never write a skit like this ever again.
Come on, those are some
Except he
strong,
does.
well-written words.
It's every boring.
I'm not even that
monologue we've heard before.
anti-Nostalgia Critic
Oh, yeah?
skits,
Prove it.
but, like,
People are
that
afraid
skit was
they don't
oh god, we're back to...
What you don't understand.
People fear what they don't understand.
People fear what they do not understand.
People are frightened by what they don't understand.
Just because it's a cliche doesn't mean it's not true.
We found him this. This was in the chamber with you. I took it to a metallurgist at Kansas State. He said whatever it was made from didn't even exist on the periodic table. That's another way of saying that it's not from this world, Clark.
They surprisingly asked no questions and let me take my miracle stone home without ever calling anybody. See, they knew how to keep a secret.
Ugh. You know, like, they can't really... If you have your property and you bring it in and they can't just take it from you, you know?
They really can't.
That's how this stuff generally tends to work. Like if you have, they can't. I'm just gonna keep going.
And it turns out years later, Clark does a good job carrying that secret. Like when a bully inflicts no physical harm on him whatsoever, so he crucifies his truck, costing God knows how much money in damages.
Yeah.
But at least he didn't save anybody.
Yeah. Let's go back to that scene in Superman 2 where he beats up the trucker after getting his powers back. Let's go back to that, to the
what?
Oh, no, I'm not even going to bring that
the
up.
very first issue of Superman where he smashes a sex offender's car.
Oh, well, yeah, yeah.
This is the direct reference to.
Yeah, that's a good point. That was the next thing I was going to bring up. You know, let's talk about how earlier he intervened when the guy was creeping on the girl. It's kind of like, you know, he did that, and then the guy got, like, his karma because he was being a fucker. You know?
Yes.
Still can't get over how bad this footage is, Doug.
So, seeing how we're watching Clark go on this long journey, are we finally gonna get some idea of what his personality is like? Yeah, you all know the answer to this.
Yes, we just got an idea. We literally just got an idea what his personality is.
On some sort of disturbance.
Oh, hell no, you cannot badmouth Lois Lane. She is a stronger character, a more confident one. She's a risk taker. She doesn't have time for the military's pissing contest. She actually does something in this film. And she's not always screaming for someone to save her.
Yeah, that is until she's hit by the Nolan Ray.
The what?
The Nolan Ray. You see, I have no doubt that Zack Snyder started off having Lois as an interesting, funny, opinionated character. Because at first, she does seem that way.
If we're done measuring dicks, can you have your people show me what you found?
But then
I can imagine Dan and Delaney saying that.
Every line of dialogue is emphasizing the weight of how important the movie you're watching is. Remember when his father was bawling him out like a real father?
Right, we talked about this. You have.
Boom! Nolan Ray!
You're the answer to Are We Alone in the Universe?
Remember how Lois Lane was feisty and took no nonsense from anybody?
Well, what can I say? I get writer's block if I'm not wearing a flak jacket.
Boom! Nolan Ray!
The questions raised by my rescuer's existence are frightening to contemplate.
Even Perry.
It's almost like people can have different modes of operation depending on how they are, you know, dealing with shit at the time. Because she goes from being all glib about the situation to being like, holy shit, you know?
Doesn't Lois Lane in Superman the Animated Series also not take any sass?
Yeah.
We recently saw her try to stand up to Lobo.
Yeah, that was fucking great.
She even tried to stand up to Metallo, for crying out loud. I swear, Zack Snyder must have watched that show.
Yeah.
I don't blame him. I would not. If I ever met him and asked him that, and he said yes, I'm like, I don't blame you. It's a really good show.
Barry White, played by Lawrence Fishburne. He starts off in your face screaming about stories and deadlines.
You let Woodburn just shotgun it all over the internet. No, let's make it 3 weeks since you're so willing to agree with me.
No, that's way too interesting. Little bit of the Nolan Ray will fix that.
Can you imagine how people on this planet would react if they knew there was someone like this out there?
The Nolan Ray.
That's the point.
You're like,
That's literally why Perry is you know, not allowing Lois to run the article because he knows that the world is not going to just willfully accept an alien into their lives with open arms, especially one with the same destructive powers that Superman possesses.
Doug, have you ever been in a conversation?
Only with his brother, and Malcolm, and Rachel,
okay,
and Tamara, maybe James Rolfe. He's only been in conversations with people that he has a professional relationship with.
So he doesn't understand how conversations work. Okay.
Yeah.
No.
I'm beginning to understand certain aspects of why the Nostalgia Critic is kind of stupid at times.
Because whatever important issue you're talking about, it can always be more important.
Critic, you know, sometimes life is like that. Life can be tough. Life can be cruel. Life can throw lobster costumes and nipple tasers into your reality.
Am I ever gonna know the story to that?
The less you know, the better.
So Lois follows a certain laser-eyeing someone into the ice where she discovers a spaceship. A spaceship that apparently saw her performance in Julie and Julia.
Ouch!
But Clark is there to take down the machine, heal her wounds, and apparently...
He didn't heal the wounds, he lasered the bleeding wounds shut.
He cauterized it.
The same thing. It's the same thing.
I mean, no, because, like, if it was, it would be, like, a different crazy superpower.
It would be like Raven's powers.
That Clark has taken the spaceship away. She tries to write a report on it, only to find her boss won't run it. So she lets it leak to the internet.
My editor won't print it, but if it happened to leak online...
But didn't you once describe my site as a creeping cancer of falsehoods?
Hey, look, it's TMZ.
Yeah.
They're the scum of the earth.
Yes,
so
they
Clark
are.
loads the exposition program, and through some pretty
TMZ,
awesome effects, the
Gawker.
computer with what's left of Jor-El explains Krypton's history.
I am your father, Cal.
The Mary Sue.
And I'm Javert.
I'll raise.
Do not forget my name.
The scout ship.
Do not forget me.
Into the void.
We sent thousands of these scout ships, and yet our backup plan in case the world blows up was a little baby-sized pod. You can see why we didn't last.
It was his backup plan. It was fucking his backup plan. You covered this earlier in the review, Doug. Krypton was doomed, and they were fucking retarded, and they didn't try to evacuate the planet. And
Superman the Animated Series actually had Jor-El suggest to put everyone in the Phantom Zone, and then Kal-El extract them all on Earth.
Mm-hmm.
They hated that idea because they would be trapped with a bunch of criminals.
Yep.
So, yeah. They could have put... if they ended up on Daxam, they would just be Daxamites. Anyway.
Very long.
Artificial population control was established.
So it's explained that Clark is Krypton's first natural birth in centuries. Not exactly sure how they control that, or whether everyone just kept to the honor system.
Yes, they literally did. Jor-El was a rebel. It's kind of explained in the goddamn movie.
Jor-El's like, fuck the system! Oh!
Is that what he screams while he impregnates his wife?
Yes.
Am I the system, honey?
You fuck the system!
Okay, I'm not gonna ask that again.
Or if they genetically alter babies to be born with chastity belts, but regardless, Clark has apparently broken the chain. And he now knows it's his job to do what he can for all mankind. So he practices flying around the mountainside while the cameraman practices keeping his finger off the goddamn zoom button. Yeah, you may notice very quickly, there's a lot of this in this movie. For
yes,
no
because
reason
it's
at all,
Zack
whenever
Snyder's
there's
signature
fast-paced
technique.
motion, the camera has to zoom in on it like a monkey.
It's to avoid having fucking cuts. There aren't nearly as many cuts per minute in this movie as there are in a lot of typical superhero films.
You know, they could have also gone with the alternative. You remember the last Airbenders fight choreography?
Please, don't remind me.
A single tracking shot that pans around and the only people that are allowed to fight are the ones that are being focused on. They are literally sitting there waiting for their cue.
Kill me now before I change my mind.
Ben?
Goodbye, Silver.
Anyway, continue on.
With a fucking camcorder. How do you think the cinematographer came across that ingenious move?
It was Zack. Zack Snyder literally innovated this technique back when he made 300.
Anyway, we get yet another cringy skit.
No, come on, honey. Give Daddy the camera. No, I have to show Mr. Snyder my test footage for Man of Steel tomorrow. Please, no, come on, honey. Give it back. Not the self-destruct button, no. Even though we had one of those. Put that down.
Is that supposed to be Zack?
Supposedly.
I love this. I knew you would.
So Lois goes searching for her rescuer / leaver of people to die in the snow, and through asking questions and listening to hearsay, she locates exactly where he is. Of course, this calls for celebrating with another flashback.
Tired of safe. I just want to do something useful with my life.
So farming, feeding people, that's not useful. Our family's been farming for 5 generations, Clark.
But Wait a minute, Papa Ken. Didn't you just in a few flashbacks say that he was destined to change the world when people discovered him?
It's almost like this is taking place a little
And
ways
now you're
down
saying
the
you never
line.
want him to be discovered and you just want him to be a farmer? I'm starting to think Clark has 3 fathers. Jor-El, John, and John's other friggin' personality. But get ready for a big shot.
That would have been a good
Something
joke.
big and-
That would have been a good joke if he'd have used it in a context that actually made sense.
Did he just break Rule 1 of Fight Club?
Yes, he did.
You're not supposed to do that. You're not supposed to do that. you don't do that. You don't break Rule 1. Anyway.
Terrible tries to kill them. And thus they all try to seek shelter.
Still in the car! Head to the car!
I'll get him.
No. Get your mom to the overpass.
But wait a minute. Hey! What about Boomer?
Boomer will be saved by John, even though it would have been a lot easier if he just sent Clark in to go get him, causing John to hurt his leg, unable to make it back in time. But he stops Clark from saving him because he's an attention-hungry martyr who doesn't want Clark to be outed, even though he's going to be outed just a few years later anyway.
Wait, what? Yep, even though there's about a million
I've
other
given
ways
this
problem could have been solved, John Kent sacrifices himself because he
Yeah,
stands by how Clark
I've given
should
this
change
scene
the world by
some,
never doing a goddamn
you know, a rightful amount of stick for being just a little bit not exactly well constructed.
You said to yourself it would have been a good time for that heart attack.
It's almost like, you know, heart attack during a stressful situation might actually be something that would happen to a person, you know?
But no, they didn't want to do that.
I like the film, but this is my least favorite scene in the movie.
Yeah. Do you know how he had the
it's the worst.
Do you know how he had the heart attack in the novel by George Lothar?
How?
Well, he was trying to participate in a strongman competition and to get the family some money, and would have been, you know, might have been a good time to have him like, you know, show off a little bit of strength of his own, and try to do something a little bit insane to save somebody else, you know?
Mm-hmm. Anyway, click the video.
He's just doing what he thinks is right.
But it's not right.
But he thinks it's right.
Does that make it right?
Does that make it not right?
Not right?
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 Right.
Right. What the hell did we just agree on?
You see, this movie's deeper than you think. It's raising questions.
Oh, shut up. While we're at it, why does everyone in this movie take death like a light breeze? All of the people who die in this film never flinch, move, or even make a noise. And these deaths have ranged from stabbing, explosion, and tornado. I think somebody in that lineup would at least go, ow!
Maybe.
Well...
Okay, so, Laura knew her death was coming, so did John Kent.
They faced it with dignity.
Yeah.
Is facing death with dignity not a thing to these people?
And Jor-El, he got gutted by his best friend, you know? Like,
yeah.
It might come as a bit of a surprise. The injury that cripples you, or the wound that kills you, it's not always gonna be something spectacular, you know? You're not always gonna
put out like a Power Rangers villain.
Yeah, you're not always gonna scream and explode, you know? Oh, like, when I broke my toe, like, I slipped, my foot crashed into the guy's... Cause I broke my toe in my martial arts class. I slipped, my toe crashed into my partner's leg, and it just... I couldn't walk, you know? I didn't realize... Yeah, I couldn't fucking walk for like a week.
Yeah,
so
as you remember a while ago, oh, I had twisted my ankle all from just like walking down some stairs, and I'm like, ah ha ha ha. I was practically limping.
Yeah. Some things just
it was
happen.
Swollen.
Mm-hmm. Some things just happen. You can't always... You're not always going to be having some kind of, like, big, screamy fit about it. You know?
Yeah, like, or even better, like a Dragon Ball villain.
Yeah, excuse me.
The movie's tired of waiting for Clark to actually do anything, so General Zod appears on the Monarch ship to threaten the world to hand him over.
Yes, because he's been looking for the Codex throughout the entire rest of the movie and the intervening time that we didn't see. That is why the Codex was shown earlier in the goddamn film.
I think whoever's at the helm of that thing is looking to make a...
Oh, hi, Sean.
Thanks for the arrow, by the way. We never will have known what we were supposed to look at.
Well, you put stuff there so you know exactly what you're looking at. It's like, otherwise I might look at that thing and think, what, is there like a wasp on the lens or something? And what am I looking at here? That's why you put highlights on things. You try to make sure that people see what you're pointing at.
My name is General Zod. I come from a world far from yours.
So it looks like their ability to take over all of Earth's video footage understandably gives a barely visible picture. But for some reason, that sound sure seems...
Well, okay, so video encoding is one thing, audio is something very different. It's incredibly easy to send uncompressed audio from one place to another, even if you're not working with exactly compatible systems. If you have... Video is a different creature entirely. Video compression is kind of fucky, even at the best of times, as you have demonstrated in this very video, Doug. And, you know, Kryptonian technology is holographic, as we saw earlier in the movie.
Yeah.
So, you see how Zod is portrayed on the screen. It's kind of like a corrupted representation of how Kelex and whatever the fuck the other one, Kelex and Kelor, I think were their names, transmitted the faces of Jor-El and Lara earlier in the film. And it's not exactly hard. As somebody who works with this stuff, and as you should know, considering you work with this stuff, Doug, as somebody who works with this stuff, I can believe that they could figure out a way to transmit audio on frequencies that we would pick up, but not be able to transmit their video in a way that our systems can understand, so it'll be kind of fucked up. It's like when you put in like a PAL VHS into a an NTSC VCR, you'll get like a sort of a fucked up picture, but the audio will kind of come through better. It's sort of like that. Anyways,
right. Let's
Crystal
continue.
Clear.
To Kal-El, I say this. Surrender within 24 hours.
Wow. And tell Nash thanks for the microphone. It works great.
No problem, tyrannical overlord.
Watch this world suffer the consequences.
This is Orson Welles, ladies and gentlemen, to assure you that the War of the Worlds has no further significance than as the holiday offering it was intended to be.
So Clark tries to figure out what to do.
That
and
was a
seeks
good
the
joke.
advice of both his mother and possibly a higher source.
I understood the reference.
Oh, Alex, I hear a faint sound.
What's...
No. Not on your end. Not on any of our ends. Just listen closely to the video. Listen very closely.
What is that?
I don't know where to start. Wherever you want.
I can't make that out. What is that?
Jesus Christ. So
Oh God, it's getting louder. Oh!
I can't hear you.
Do you think you're what they say you are?
We got the point, okay? Go to the next scene. Go to the next scene. So Clark reveals
I
himself
love that
and surrenders
joke.
to the military, who have also brought in Lois, seeing how she's the only one who knew anything about his existence.
What's the S stand for?
It's not an S.
You sure about that?
On my world, it means hope.
No, that's an S.
Well, here it's...
S on this world stands for shit.
That's actually a good
your
guess.
ass all day.
Really?
Didn't
Hey, you
Superman the
done worse.
animated series
IS
do the
titties. IS and titties. IS titties. IS and titties.
So he convinces humanity that he's not a threat and that he's going to hand himself over to Zod. Humanity goes, okay, and lets him turn himself in to Zod's second in command, Feora. But she also
Played
seems
by
to
a
want
German
Lois to go with
actress.
too.
General Zod would like this woman to accompany me.
I'm not kidding about that.
I'll go.
We also got
Okay.
Julie and Julia on planet Krypton. You will pay for costing Meryl Streep an Oscar.
As if she doesn't have enough.
Shut up.
So they go aboard Zod's ship, but Clark has a hard time adapting
I'm
to
glad. Okay, I'm glad he didn't make that into a skit. He just did it as a dub.
Yeah.
That's not a terrible joke, but you know, it would have been insufferable otherwise.
Projecting our ship's atmospherics.
Hello,
Cal.
Welcome to my weird mental thingy.
I and my fellow officers were sentenced to the Phantom Zone.
So Zod explains how they were freed once Krypton was destroyed and how they got the ship working to travel to Earth to find him.
I will find
Yeah, we remember. He explains that the Codex for all living things on Krypton is in his possession, and so he has the power to make Krypton live again.
If Krypton lives again, what happens to Earth?
The foundation has to be built on something.
You know, is it really wise to tell your only hope for the future of your race that you're going to destroy his place that he calls home? Wouldn't that kind of make him resistant and thus make things go a little slower? Maybe this wasn't what he was supposed to see. Maybe they accidentally put in the wrong program to show him.
If I give you the Codex, what happens to Earth?
The foundation has to be built on something. No, 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 skulls, skulls everywhere. Who does that? You can't. This isn't going to make him happy. It'll turn you into a raving psychotic. Run the happy program, the happy program. Much better. Look, we've got dancing bunnies.
Yes,
here,
Rob Walker is playing A. Michael Shannon.
And, oh, there's even a unicorn.
Doug played in the previous iteration.
No, he played Terrence Stamp.
Oh yeah.
You'll stay here until we remember the incredibly important reason we brought you on board. Anyone remember why we brought her on board?
This gives her a chance to use Jor-El in a box as they plan.
They
what
read
I have
her
to admit is
mind.
A pretty awesome escape.
How did they read her mind?
I can't remember.
Fire. Behind you.
Oh my god! I want this guy as an AI on my next first-person shooter game.
Yes. That'd be awesome.
Secure yourself inside the open pod. Safe travels, Miss Lane.
This also allows Clark to escape as he's set to go down to Earth and stop them from harming anybody.
We wanted you to learn what it meant to be human first. So that one day, when the time was right, you could be the bridge between two peoples. You can save all of them.
But my father said never to be noticed or help people. Your father's a twat who directed the postman. You, now go.
Oh God, there it is again.
Jesus.
We heard you the first time.
Hey, what's wrong with a little savior symbolism here or there?
Here or there? I don't think the Bible has as much Jesus imagery.
What?
You know what had more Jesus imagery than this? Richard Donner's Superman.
Yeah, I was gonna say every other Superman movie before this.
Oh my fucking god. What about how he basically rose from the fucking dead in Superman Returns to save the planet from the Kryptonian from the Kryptonite continent. Like that film is like biblical bullshit turned up to 11, and it's like it's fucking amazing how many people don't notice that.
Yeah, and they think Zack Snyder's the primary culprit.
He didn't start it. He's not even the worst. He's not even the worst one to do it. He's not the worst culprit. Yeah, there we go.
Someone who's half immortal and half human be like. Would he be more human or would he be more godlike? Yes, he floats away on a cross, but to me, they're just trying to have him move graceful in space, okay? They're not literally saying he's Jesus or God, and the church scene supports that he's humble. He's more human than we know. He needs the advice of others to help him make the right decisions, and this is when he truly comes over to our side, becomes one of us.
You know what? Forget it. Let's just say you win.
Really?
Yeah, I'll claim it's Citizen Kane as long as I don't have to watch any more of this dark unpleasantness. It'll probably please half the angry fanboys, too.
All right, score 1 for Angry Joe. I'm gonna convince you yet.
The hell?
Oh, shit.
You know, how come my show is so easy to hack?
Speaking of Doug Walker Zod.
Far from you.
Yep, here comes Terrence Stamp Zod.
Okay.
Hold on a second.
Why the hell do we still have dial-up? This is General Zod. I've been watching your little review and I'm just pleased to discover that you are giving it a positive rating.
Yeah, he loves it now.
Using,
it's like one of his favorite
using the same costume he used in the,
I'm also unaware of how many people watch you, Nostalgia Critic, and how much
in
I
one of the
personally
movies.
despise the film you are
He
currently
did.
reviewing.
Yeah, it was the last
and how
one.
easy it would be for me to rearrange your testicles so that they look like Jackson Pollock droppings.
That joke's
What?
on you, Zod. Once the critic makes up his mind, nothing changes it.
Joe.
You can literally rip his intestines out with an onion peeler.
Joe.
Or you could suck out his eyes.
Joe, shut up.
Joe.
Or you could put him in a lobster costume and hang him upside down over a pit of ferrets injected with venom.
Joe! Surprisingly, this isn't helping.
Venom,
Zod,
like,
hold on, I'm writing that
are you
last
talking
one
about the
Zod,
drug?
The review isn't done yet. I'm gonna watch it all the way through.
Very good. And if you don't hate it, I will make sure that the corpse they find of you they will never recognize as a corpse.
Hey, that's not fair. Critic, if you go back on your opinion, you're gonna have the whole of the internet hounding you down like an animal.
What's worse? I can't decide.
Can't we all just hate Superman 4?
Can. I think we can.
Yeah, we can all agree on that.
Yep. Especially after having witnessed that piece of shit.
Yeah.
So Clark, or as some people are calling him now, Superman, gets Lois out of the escape pod before it explodes. Oh, what a charming romantic no time for that here. We got exposition dispute.
I didn't want to tell them anything about you, but they did something to me. They looked inside my mind. It's okay, Lois.
How did they do?
We'd have to go
Guess
back
they
and look at it.
forgot to show
I can't
that
remember.
Scene.
Well,
Kind
at
of
least we'll be
pointless, seeing
we'll be
how
watching
they
that
could get
after
the exact same
TASM 2.
information out of him. Hell, maybe Zod managed to find the correct imagery this time.
You see, Miss Lane, all of this and more can be yours if you just give us the information we require.
Even the unicorn riding the marshmallow rainbow?
Even the unicorn riding the marshmallow rainbow.
So Zod approaches Clark's mother dressed as that thing from the opening of Alien and tries to force her to tell him
At
where
least
the
he didn't
codex
say
is.
that thing from Prometheus.
Oh, come on! That was a good Ford.
Oh no.
Joke's on you, there's no such thing.
Does this guy have any charm outside of just shouting his ass off? How'd this guy get this position anyway?
Genetics, literally.
Yeah.
Superman saves his mother.
Why
but
does
potentially
all of your
dooms
footage
this
have
entire
dot
town by
crawl?
bringing the battle to them. It seems okay for the moment as Zod can't adapt to Earth's atmosphere, but Miss Not Ursa and her masked minions can make up
Feora?
It's just here this footage gets slightly better.
I'm sorry,
It's
sir,
the product
Red, White, and Blue
placement fight.
pancakes are at Denny's. I appreciate your enthusiasm, though.
And as many people have pointed out, the product placements in this scene are beyond horrendous.
It's almost like living in the real world. We have real brands, Doug. You remember the
plus,
Marlboro
they do get
product
destroyed.
placement from Marlboro and Coca-Cola product placement in the Donner films?
Clearly not.
Including
And here's the
some
thing.
painful plugs for IHOP, Sears, 7-Eleven, U-Haul. There's some...
Yeah, you know, I live in a town that's like roughly the size of Smallville is in this, probably smaller actually. And, you know, we actually had all of that stuff. We didn't have a 7-Eleven, but we had everything else. around this time, you know?
And like I said, this fight scene is really well choreographed, but the thing is, like some of it kind of takes me out of it, since I'm like, really, guys? Come on. That was kind of my reaction to it.
I mean, I'm cool with most of it.
I just kind of scoffed at the product placement, and while enjoying the fight scene.
I mean, it gets
do you
destroyed.
do you want them to make up a bunch of brands? I don't think DC has any iconic brands like Roxxon.
No, I know. Well, I mean, they had Kiz.
Well, other than that.
The made-up brands in Superman the Animated Series is just hilarious. Anyway, let's continue.
So many ads clashing in this scene, I don't think they could properly plug them all in time.
When in town, get a healthy dose of pancakes from IHOP. Oh wait, when you need a little pick-me-up, grab a slushie from 7-Eleven. I mean, when you're looking for clothes for any occasion, Sears is the place for you. Moving soon? Let U-Haul handle all of your services. Oh, now you're not even trying.
I mean,
I'll give you that.
He drinks Coke. He drinks Coke. We saw it at the last
Actually, he was drinking, and he was drinking Budweiser in this movie.
Oh yeah, he was drinking Budweiser in this film.
And one of Lois's coworkers. Yeah, and one of Lois has a Nikon camera. One of her coworkers has a Nokia phone.
Yeah, that's a running Warner Brothers thing. At least it's not a Sony movie where every electronic is a Sony product.
Yeah, if he wants to bitch about product placement, he should watch Tesla. Oh wait, he did.
Do you you remember how even the vintage electronics were all Sony products too?
Yep.
Yeah, that was a neat touch though.
Which, by the way, Screen Junkies pointed that out in their Everything Wrong with Spider-Man TASM 2 thing.
Okay.
Where they in CinemaSins flip-flopped. Sadly, they did a better job at CinemaSins than CinemaSins did a job at Screen Junkies.
Yeah, they would.
Of that in the film, but Critic, you have to admit the action scene is still amazing.
What, with countless plugs and people dying left and right?
Come on.
You mean like it was in Superman 2? Have you ever watched Superman 2?
He clearly has, since he did make a top 11 dumbest Superman moments.
Okay.
Hey, guess whose spacebar works on this?
How amazingly awesome the wanton destruction is.
Damn my testosterone. Of course it's fucking awesome!
I know, right?
Oh my god, that scene where he takes the van and he throws it out there, like, come on, and then she's gotta like hit the guy in the jet, she's like, shoom, and the Superman's like, boom, and like smashes him in the ground. And then they're like going over, it's like Dragon Ball Z, except all the shitty stuff is cut out. Well, some of it's just not Dragon Ball Z shitty stuff, new shitty stuff, but this stuff is awesome!
Pardon me, but was I hearing enjoyment of this picture?
No,
Doug, could you not have grown sideburns for this movie?
That's what I'm going to
for this
do if I
review?
piss him off.
Why did you use Sharpie?
Strange seeing how Zod's came off in one explosion and theirs took like a bajillion. And seeing how he's won, he goes back to his mother to see if she's alright.
My suit, son.
So sorry.
It's only stuff, Clark.
Oh, good. Could you tell the people down the street that? Most of my ass and property damages.
But Zod discovers the
It's
codex
almost
is in Superman's
like it was the villains
bloodstream
doing
and that
it.
he doesn't need to be alive in order for them to get it. So it's time to do a little planet redecorating.
The terraforming.
Ladies
Alex?
and gentlemen, because you've never seen the destruction
Yeah?
of a major city in a summer blockbuster before, we give you that thing
We
we
got
just said.
wub lasers.
The dubstep lasers?
Yes.
Oh my god, look at all the places they're destroying, including IHOP, Denny's, Toys R Us, theaters, all the ingeniously marketed humanities! So two machines on either side of the world start leveling the planet. This calls for Star Trek style mumbo jumbo mixed in with a simple analogy the audience can understand.
Ship is powered by something called a phantom drive. It bends space.
Zod ship uses the same technology, and if we can make the two drives collide with one another,
A singularity can be created.
like a black hole. Like putting too much air in a balloon.
Of course, it's so simple.
So the army goes to
I
take out
have
one of the
Futurama
cities,
on
Superman goes to
DVD.
take
It doesn't
out
look
one of
like
the
that.
Now, I know
Yeah.
there's a lot of people who get angry saying, Superman should have taken the one in the city first. No! It's not just Superman who saves the world with one direct method. Brave civilians, our military, and Superman working together as one. Only he can...
And in our scenario, Superman, the Avengers, and whatnot saving Metropolis.
Joe, honestly, this setup is so confusing.
My scenario is Iron Man, the
Oh
Doctor,
my
and Goku.
god, dear god. Okay, Doug, it's not confusing. It's straightforward. The military is close. They have his pod. It'll be very easy for them to handle the one in Metropolis. Superman flies really quickly. He'll handle the one in India. It's not that difficult to understand.
It really isn't when you think about it.
Ah!
Take your word.
I can see your anger from here.
Nuts over this, so I'm gonna explain it. What if Superman went for the main one and then they went for the other one there? They may not be able to shut the other one down. Maybe the other one has a self-destruct mechanism which would blow up. They may not be able to shut the other one down. Maybe the other one has a
Who rewinded?
That was me. My son and stars.
Is that Daenerys Targaryen?
That's Amelia Clark, yes.
Oh my god.
So Zod adapts to the Earth's atmosphere. Apparently half a lifetime of getting used to this can be reduced down to a couple of seconds now. And
He's a hardened warrior.
Meanwhile,
He
the
explains
leader
this in the fight.
The leader of the fucking army.
Something seems to go wrong.
There's something wrong. It's not supposed to do this.
Well, what's it supposed to do?
It's supposed to go in all the way.
Damn it,
Oh
Lois,
my.
you had one job that we pointlessly put you in charge of, and that was just to push a button. And you couldn't even do that right!
Getting...
They do eventually get it to work, but Zod is hot on their trail.
Target that aircraft.
It's almost like electrical interference causes problems with...
But Superman stops the machine over the
Electronics.
Indian Ocean and flies back to destroy Zod on his ship.
If you destroy this ship, you destroy Krypton!
Fuck Krypton!
Krypton had its chance!
The bridge between two worlds, everybody. If you have a chance to save a civilization, but... yeah, they were kind of jerks. Just destroy any chance of them ever coming back. I guess the bridge in this movie is code for...
General Zod! He's destroying General Zod! He is destroying General Zod!
Plus, the codex for Krypton is in his bloodstream, so... he could just do whatever.
Yeah. General Zod is an evolutionary dead end. Clark is the future of Krypton. Like, he is the only one... and, like, aside from maybe Supergirl, well, he is the only one of the ones... like, okay, so I'm gonna say... of the people, of the Kryptonians currently on Earth, Clark is the only one worth saving.
Yeah.
Either us or them. And honestly, even us kind of got the raw end of it.
Are they gone?
I think so.
One city in the coastline of the Indian Ocean.
God's sake, could you say that in a part of the city that doesn't look quite so 9/11'd? For crying out loud, all that's missing is Bush and a banner that says mission accomplished.
You know, they say it's all downhill after the first kiss.
Who the hell says that? But it turns out Zod is still alive and
Yeah, who
angry that
says that? Who says that?
Good question.
Yeah, that's a bit of a weird line, but eh.
future has been reduced to hot
We
chocolate.
say weird things all the time.
I exist only to protect Krypton. And every action I take, no matter how violent or how cruel.
I am a loyal simp for my home planet.
So Zod vows to destroy Superman at any cost. Logically, seeing how he'll chase Superman anywhere, Superman leads him to a location far away from the people so that none of them will ever get hurt, or he once again brings the most dangerous thing in the world to the people he swore to protect.
Oh boy, you cut out the scenes where he was trying to get him out of the city. What a shock.
Yeah, I'm sure they're
like
really
everybody else does.
Thanks for saving us, Superman.
Yeah, imagine the real damage that could have been done if you didn't come to our planet. Oh look, it's Zod. Oh, Jesus is gonna save us again! No, wait it! No, Superman putting us above all else again!
Oh God! Is that the Statue of Liberty?
Okay, that was actually funny.
But Zod vows to make what he supposedly cares for most suffer.
Mean people.
Even though there's about 3 or 4 different ways those people could probably get out of there.
They're pinned. They're pinned in a hole. They are pinned in a hole. Look at the hole. They are pinned in a hole.
These people are just kind of idiots.
Never. Thus, we get our biggest controversial moment in all of the movie.
Why is it
Superman
controversial?
breaks Zod's neck.
There's no
Because
reason for it to be
Superman kills-
controversial.
Because Superman kills somebody.
Oh, like he did in Superman 2.
Doug actually points this out.
Really? Nothing from you on that one, Joe? Oh.
And that's how I saved Christmas with a lightning gun.
What were you talking about, Joe?
The controversial neck-breaking scene.
Oh, you know, I'm not gonna lie. When I first saw that scene, I hated it. But the more you
When I first saw that scene, I thought it was fucking great.
choice, because ultimately it lets Zod win. It plays again to a young and inexperienced Clark and how he knows his actions will have huge ramifications.
Yeah, it's because having the city nuked didn't have enough ramifications.
Point being, it's a catalyst now for why he will never ever take another life. The fact that he had to do it to one of his own people, one of the last remaining Kryptonians. At that moment, he not only chooses to be human, but he makes the ultimate sacrifice for humanity. And he also makes himself forever alone.
I agree.
Ha! I knew you'd say that. Wait, what?
Yeah, surprisingly, the most hated scene by so many fans actually didn't bother me that much. I mean, keep in mind, we saw Superman kill Zod in the second movie and no one had a heart attack over that. And on top of that, even though it could have been illustrated better, I like the idea they were going for. That you won't always have answers to situations that are always epically pleasing. It's actually a very difficult, very hard
I don't
thing
have
to
any
come to
problem
grips
with that ethically. The bad
with.
guy
The in the very
died.
next scene, he just blows some more shit up because, like I said, we haven't seen enough of that.
Yeah,
They had a drone trailing him. He's trying to tell them to stop.
And they never bring
And
it up
the-
again.
yeah, and then
It's
there's
almost
that-
like the scene before never freaking happened. It really pisses me the fuck.
Okay, guys. He's telling them, stop following me.
Stop following me.
This is...
You don't have to worry about what I'm doing. I'm on your side.
You were complaining
Just
about
relax.
how the movie doesn't show enough of his personality, and then you start complaining
He even
about the
says,
scenes where it
he
shows his
says,
personality.
I grew up in Kansas. That's about as American as I get.
I'm from Kansas, General. I'm as American as they come. I'm like, what the fuck? Did you not? He's wearing a fucking baseball t-shirt for the Kansas City Royals. In like his mental flashback, he's wearing a Royals t-shirt. There's flavor of his character throughout the entire fucking movie.
Anyway.
Off! They just ruined it right there.
They never established that killing people was a big thing for him. Hell, we saw so many other civilians die, I figured that he'd be used to seeing it by now.
He never killed anyone personally up to that point.
I don't even think he saw anyone die, honestly, during that fight.
You probably wouldn't have time to think about it. Because you're trying to keep this guy from destroying the planet.
I mean, hell, they kind of do this in Invincible. Oh, Mark tries to save people in episode 8, but Nolan actively prevents him from doing so.
He even kills the people he saves.
What about the people, what about, like, for instance,
And you can't tell me that the guys who did Invincible didn't borrow anything from this movie.
Yeah. I was gonna say something I forgot.
Actually see any of of those people die as a direct result from Superman? I mean, sure, we see people die when Zod's ship is like humping the Earth, but I get what you're saying. You're actually saying we agree on the neck break then.
I think so.
The one part most fans universally hate, we actually think is okay?
For the most part, yeah.
So does that mean you actually like it, Critic?
Yes. Does that mean you actually like this, Nostalgia Critic?
I still think this movie is awful!
Oh, come on, man!
Huh? No, I'm sorry. I just think it's terrible. There are some things I like. All the actors to play these roles are good choices. The action scenes are awesome. And though I like the more upbeat Superman, I'm open to the idea of a darker version. But these characters have no identity.
The characters have no identity. Yeah. It's not like the movie spent several scenes establishing who the characters are and what their ideas and ideals are. It's not like the film spent a bunch of scenes related to that, establishing the plot so that we would actually know what the fuck is going on and have some idea of the consequences of the characters' actions when, you know, the foreshadowing actually came to fruition, you know, things like that. It's not like any of that happened.
I deep down feel bad for forcing Alex through these just due to the fact that Ben, you could see how his mental state is right now, right?
I think he's had too many drinks, to be honest.
I think he's had enough.
I had a bottle of Coca-Cola before I came on here, and I'm kind of wishing I'd had something that wasn't a stimulant. Because my brain is not numb to reality now, it's hyper-aware.
So you've become so numb, and you can't feel us there?
Yeah.
Outside of their job and how they look, you wouldn't even know that this was Clark Kent or Lois Lane if they didn't call them Clark Kent or Lois Lane.
Job and how they look and the things they do and the fact that he's a Kansas farm boy and wears the glasses and the suit at the end of the movie and, you know, and she's an investigative reporter and that's the whole reason she gets involved in this whole scenario in the first place.
A quick question.
Yeah.
So, do you prefer Lois Lane with brown or reddish hair, or do you prefer her with black hair?
I can go either way. I like the fact that you know, they use the sort of the golden age hair for this movie. I don't dislike black-haired Lois Lane, and it doesn't really matter, honestly.
I kind of prefer her with black hair. It's like, even in this movie, I could definitely picture Dana Delaney delivering these lines.
Yeah, I mean, I grew up with black hair Lois Lane and various things, but you know, her having different colored hair isn't really a deal breaker in any regard, just as long as it's not one of the many other colors of the rainbow.
And then, and I think our version of Lois is just like going through life knowing that she now has a 3-month-old teenage son coming home from school every day.
The millions of subplots are not needed.
Yes, they are! Every single subplot in this film is key to the climax of the goddamn conflict of the fucking movie. Everything leads up to Clark fighting Zod. Literally everything. And then, like, what doesn't then immediately lead into something else is resolved in Batman v Superman, and what doesn't immediately lead into something else there is resolved in fucking Justice League.
The Zack Snyder version?
The good version, yeah.
You mean the only one that exists?
Yeah.
Hopefully
we'll see.
I have the only version of Justice League that actually exists. It's not like there was another one out there.
I have another case right next to it. But it is like, every time I look at it, my eyes go off to like either the left or the right. They can never focus directly on what it is. I think it has like a J and an L on it somewhere, but I just can't imagine what they might stand for.
Yeah, I can't imagine either. Anyway, let's continue.
Juice lemons.
Get in the way of any emotional connection we want to make. The incoherent storytelling is pointless and annoying, and as a superhero, he lets way too many people die in this.
One man can't save everybody.
Hence why Superman is part of the Justice League.
He certainly fucking tried. The whole planet's not dead.
He gave a pretty good attempt. I mean,
the first 3 episodes of Justice League summarize why the League is necessary. Because Superman even points out, I try to do everything, but I realize I'm just one guy. I can't do everything. That's literally...
Even if you took Superman's name off of this, I still wouldn't like this stupid, illogical mess.
I think you're totally wrong, Critic. Everything you just said. Those characters seem boring to you because they're not as over the top or single-noted as the comic book ones or the Christopher Reeves versions. It's a new kind of Superman that needs a less cliched character, okay? It needs a tougher and darker outlook because we've seen the other Superman stories already. Those are still there. And by putting in these morally confusing lessons that you call illogical, I see them as challenging. And there's no way to save every single buddy like in previous movies and always get your way. There's just a man struggling between what it means to be human and more than human, and trying to do the right thing. Yet he still manages to rise above it and save us all. This movie is awesome.
Oh, please, you Houstonians will read too much into anything.
Why don't you say that to my fist, Hair Gel?
Oh, look who's talking.
That's what I am.
Where'd all this music?
They can be a great people they wish to be.
I don't know.
They only lack the light to show the way. For this reason, above all, their capacity for good. I have sent them you, my only son.
I think I understand now. Joe, I will never like this movie. I think it's an insult to everything Superman stands for, and I will never understand how you could actually like it.
Oh, nice.
But just because I can't see how doesn't mean I can't understand why.
Oh, because I'm a blood-hungry psychopath, right?
No! I mean, you are, but that's not why I can.
Yes, Joe is.
When I see this movie, I see people dying for the sake of getting violent, craving teens in the seats. But that's not what you see. You see one of your favorite superheroes being tested and put through a greater challenge than ever before. And by having him witness and go through so much intensity, it makes his challenges seem greater. And
God, that fight choreography is awesome.
For you, and probably a lot
and
of
if you
people that
you can trace each hit, Zod is attacking pressure points and weak points, and Clark is fighting like a boxer.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's great. That is one of the best parts of the movie.
And yet I still find it baffling how they treat my boy Connor or in Young Justice when it comes to him being a fighter. They just make him out to be a punchy, ragey boy, and I'm like,
why wouldn't he have learned fucking Torkazam Rao or Torkazam and one of the fucking Kryptonian martial arts, you know? Oh,
or
why not?
What about what he learns from Black Canary or Dick Grayson
or Batman or fucking Clark
or Calder?
I want to point out that Quantum Foe is basically Ultra Instinct before Ultra Instinct was even a thing.
I can imagine Connor easily mastering that.
You know, Jonathan Kent was fucking U.S. Army Special Forces. Is he still alive in Young Justice?
Yes. He and Martha are alive.
There's no fucking excuse for Connor to fight with no technique.
Yeah, he just jumps at everybody. Are you willing to throw hands? That's how he gets jobbed out by Mongol and Lobo.
We're seeing the Man of Steel go up against some of the greatest evil that he's ever gone up against, because of how much damage he does. So when he rises up, you can feel all the more proud of what a terrible thing he stopped. It's not craving dark, horrible things like a maniac. It's seeing someone fight against those dark, horrible things. And not just through him holding heavy stuff, but by standing up for what he feels is important. I don't see the same thing, but at the very least, I know that's what you see. So, as long as you're doing it because you want to see the best of strength and kindness.
We've been having this conversation for 9 years, but Doug actually hit the nail on the goddamn head in ways that many, many, many so-called critics on the internet haven't. He actually understands why people like the goddamn movie. Bravo. Bravo, Doug.
Even if he doesn't like it, he understands why everyone else does.
That's why I like this review. It shows both sides.
9 goddamn years, and you knocked it out of the park within the first 6 months.
Rise up against the worst of oppression and force. All I can say is, go ahead and enjoy it, man.
Thanks for understanding me.
Whoa!
Bullshit won't work on me, Houstonian.
Don't worry, critic. I'll stop him. Just tell me his location. Hey.
Much better.
What the fuck?
I'm trying to steal organs and...
Let's go back. What is that?
Tell me his location. Hey, how are you doing that?
Is that...
What the fuck is this?
What is that?
It's what Zod wanted.
Much better. Now, prepare for an entree of spilled organs and pain!
Oh, hi, Rob Scallon.
Holes in my ceiling.
Here to stop you again, Zod.
Stay back, Superman, or the critic's toast.
Careful, Zod. You know what I can do.
Oh yeah, what are you gonna do? Kill me? You break my neck, you'll have message boards all over you like an unemployed writer at Starbucks. Come on, big man. What are you gonna do?
You lasered his balls off?
Yep.
Yep.
But at least I didn't kill him.
That's almost worse.
You lasered his balls off!
I mean, he had it coming, and I'm surprised he had him to begin with.
Jesus. Well, then what'd you do?
You know, the usual. Made sure they got Zod. Made out with Lois for a bit. Flew into space. Smiled for the camera.
And I bet you were played off to a Hans Zimmer theme.
Come on, man.
No. I swear, they're like exactly the same. I mean, here's
No,
my
they're
theme.
not.
Now here's your theme.
Oh, just wait. Oh, by the way, just wait, Alex.
No, don't spoil it, don't spoil it for him. See.
Hey, you know, speaking of rip-offs, does this seem at all familiar to you?
What do you mean?
Like, just this whole setup. I feel like I might have seen this before.
Oh my god, don't look.
What?
I said don't look. You looked, didn't you?
Yes, I
did. Did they see you? Don't look.
They're looking right at us.
Just keep your eyes down on the table. Hey. Hey. Batman doesn't have a beard. We don't hear that. We're keeping our eyes down on the table.
That was a good.
Except for me.
I'm mentally depressed and psychologically tortured.
Okay.
You know, this review had a bunch of problems, but in the end, Doug came to the right conclusion.
Yes.
Yep. 6 months after the film released, years before others would come to the same fucking conclusion.
This movie's been out for 9 years. We've been having the same conversation for 9 fucking years. And some people still don't get what people like about this movie and why. And even though Doug doesn't get it, he gets it, you know?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I like... It's definitely a good... I actually do enjoy this movie because it shows why people really like this movie. It's just, oh, it's bad, it's bad. I mean, it is at some points, but he gets it.
Mm-hmm.
He gets why people like this film. Which is why he's better than a lot of reviewers. He's not the best one, but he's better than the worst ones, I suppose.
Yeah. So, anyway...
If you want to know the worst ones, Movie Bob.
We'll get to him.
We don't talk about him.
We'll get to him.
That man owes me money.
We'll get to him. We'll get to him after we do BVS.
All right. Do we have anything else to say?
No, not really.
Not really, no.
All right. Bye, everybody.
We'll see you Monday for our
Bye,
live
everybody.
stream.
Woo, Monday. We have about 30 topics to talk about that day.
Ooh, goody.